Hey guys, we're going to talk about Vienna today, and we loved Vienna. It is a really pretty city. It's very sparkly. It's a little bit spendier than the places we had been so far. It wasn't like astronomical or anything. It wasn't the most expensive place we went, but things cost a little bit more than we would have liked. But it was a very, very cool place, and we had a really good time there. And so far on the trip, we had not done a ton of socializing, partly because a lot of the people we ran into, like, they were nice, but they just weren't, I don't know, they just weren't the same kind of people we were, especially when you go to places where there's typically just lots of frivolity. I don't know what else to call it, but lots of really young kids going over there to drink, basically, and just party all the time, which, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. I don't care, but we didn't have a lot in common with people that were just there to drink nonstop when we were there to actually, like, see things instead of just the inside of a bar. We were there to, like, see things during the day and not, you know, be intoxicated the whole time. So we weren't just, like, running into drunk people the whole time, but we weren't running into people who had the same kind of agenda that we did, and just weren't on the same level. That's basically all I can say, whether it be an age difference or just lifestyle difference in terms of, you know, how you travel or whatever. So in Vienna, we finally found people that we could sit down and have, like, a conversation with, and we're like, yeah, did you go check out this film festival that's going on, or did you go check out that museum or this open air market? Like, stuff that we were interested in seeing, these other people were seeing too. So it helped that we had a really awesome hostel. So we left Budapest around 8:30 in the morning, I think. It was a Sunday, which, if I haven't mentioned this already, I don't think that I have. Things close early in Europe. Like, I learned then, I don't know if this is still true, but in 2006 anyway, it was that in lots of places you have to have special permission to have a store open late. Like, obviously bars and restaurants are open kind of late, but to have a store, like a grocery store, to have that open past 7 o'clock, you have to have, like, special permission. You can't just be open. And in the US, obviously, this is like the land of 24 hours, 7-day-a-week opening hours for lots of stores and, you know, whatever. So it's kind of a shock when you're like, I can't go to the grocery store at 10 at night. What? I want to go. So we had to get used to that, and we had to get used to things being closed on Sundays in a lot of places. And this was one of those days where it was kind of a bummer. We got to Vienna. I don't remember what time. I don't think it was a very long train ride from Budapest, but I'm going to say it was, like, at least midday. Like, let's say 1 o'clock, just to be safe. 12, 1, something like that. And some things were open, but we didn't realize that they were only open till, like, 4 o'clock, because it was a Sunday if they were open at all. So we kind of were stuck when it came time to get some food. We had to go to this, like, it was a cute little store, like a small little store, but the prices were like way more expensive than the regular grocery store because it was a little specialty shop. So we get to Vienna, we hiked, well, we didn't hike, we, like, walked. It was only a few blocks to our hostel. Oh, it was so exciting, because all the rest of the places we'd been, we had to walk for, like, we were, like, hoofing it. We walked for at least, like, 20-30 minutes just to get to some places if we didn't have to take, like, a train and then walk to get there, like a subway train. But this place was literally, like, 3 blocks away from the train station, and it was so awesome. It was called Ruthensteiner Hostel. If any of you care, it was such a cool hostel. You will see from the pictures how excited this hostel made me. I was like, woohoo! Just way excited. It was very clean. It was very organized, which I love those two things. It had the rooms themselves, like, that you slept in, weren't super, super awesome. They were just, you know, beds, lockers, whatever, but they were clean. We had a room to ourselves. They had a beautiful kitchen, huge, beautiful, fully equipped kitchen, room in the refrigerator. It was amazing. They even had, like, a little pen with labels next to the fridge so you could, like, label your food. How organized and wonderful is that? They had a big laundry room, which we didn't use. They had this big patio outside that had a giant chess set, like giant chess pieces that were like this tall, and they had like, you know, tables and chairs. You could sit out there. They had barbecue pits. They had a huge indoor dining area. They had a bar that had a piano in it, which Jared plays the piano and sings. He's a musician. They had guitars hanging on the wall in the bar where you could just like pull them down off the hook and play. My brother plays guitar. So that was made for a very fun evening the next night. But it was just super awesome. We loved it. It was so great. People were nice. We made friends at this hostel. We only had like a day and a half. We had like the rest of that Sunday that we got to Vienna, and then the whole next day because we had to leave for Prague super early after that second night. So we really tried to make the most of our time there. I think we wandered around a little bit the rest of that Sunday, just around like the city areas, around not the palaces, but like I really wanted to see where the Lipizzaner stallions were. You didn't get to see the horses, but Lipizaners are horses, for those of you who don't know. Horse person right here. But, you know, I just wanted to see that. It was something I really wanted to see. And we just wandered around beautiful, you know, courtyard areas, beautiful squares. We saw St. Stephen's Cathedral that is in Vienna, which looks suspiciously like the one in Budapest. In fact, I had to actually pay close attention to the date of the pictures when we took them to figure out which one was which when we were like sorting them out. But it was just really, it was beautiful just strolling around, and everything was so like sparkly and pretty, and there were beautiful gardens everywhere. It was gorgeous. A very, I'm going to say like regal city, if that's the right word. We just had a really chill dinner that night, and the next day is when we you know, saw more things that were further away from just the general central area. We went and saw Schönbrunn Palace, which is massive, and I believe that is where, maybe I'm wrong, I think that is where Marie Antoinette partially grew up. I think that's where like her mom and her brothers, sisters, everybody was like born and grew up. I'm not sure, but I think that's it. But we didn't go in the palace because this was, you know, we were trying to save money and it was really expensive. But we did wander around the beautiful gardens, and you'll see from the pictures there are these gorgeous gardens, and then there was like a hillside where you could like hike up there and then look back on the palace. There was like a hedge maze that Dodger really wanted to go in, but again, money, so we were trying to save that. And then there was this weird, like, it wasn't a fountain, I don't think, but basically when a lot of places in Europe, they have like old Roman ruins underneath them. And Vienna is totally one of them. And it was basically this little monument thing. I don't know. It was a bunch of different Roman ruins that had been found. It's all around Vienna. And they were like put together. I'll show you pictures. They were put together to form something. Maybe it was a fountain. I don't remember. I don't think there was any water in it. But it was kind of weird. It was like art, more modern art, sculpture art, or architectural art made from old pieces of old architecture. I don't know. It was crazy. There was a film festival going on while we were in Vienna. We did not go and see any of the films, but there was a particular poster that was haunting us everywhere we went. So we did not meet a crazy character in Vienna. We met a crazy poster. It followed us everywhere, we swear. There will be a picture. We still are all in disagreement as to whether it is a man or a woman on the picture. Maybe you can voice your own opinion on that. I think it's a man, personally. But yeah, you'll see. You'll see the impulse dance man. So we didn't go to the film festival, but went to a really cool open air market. Beautiful. Loved it so much. I think we didn't buy any tea there. I was looking for wine. I wanted to buy some wine there because I googled online and found that a vineyard with my mom's maiden name, like her family name on it, so I was looking for that wine. Couldn't find it, but it was still fun to like have a purpose. We were like hunting for something. It was still a little bit hot when we were in Vienna, but it was so awesome. We strolled a lot. We walked all over Vienna, which is not a small city. We did tons of walking. But it was great because it was just so pretty. There were so many cool just houses to look at, or like row houses, you know. It was just really nifty. We utilized the barbecues for dinner that second night, and that's when we started really chatting with people from our hostel. Played some music. I didn't. Jared and my brother did, and one of our new friends played guitar too, so they were all playing music. And then one of our new friends said, hey, I'm going to the hostel down the street for some drinks. Would you like to come with? And we were like, sure, because it was that hostel's happy hour. So we get there, and this was super funny because I had researched this hostel but decided not to stay there. But a cool bit about the hostel we didn't stay at was that when you show up, they give you a free drink coupon. Well, we went up to the front desk to ask where the bar was because we could not see the entrance to it. It was hidden. And they said, oh, here's your free drink coupon. So we got happy hour drink prices plus one free drink each, and we played free pool because the coin slot thing kept jamming, and so they said, you can just play it for free. So free pool, free drinks, that followed by cheap drinks. Then we went back to our hostel and got more free drinks because Jared and my brother and our new friend were playing music, and it was bringing people into the bar, aka business into the bar, and so they were giving us free beer, and it was super, super cool. We stayed up way too late for the fact that we had a 6 a.m. train to catch to Prague the next day, which my family was mad at me for that, but then once we got to Prague, they were okay because we liked Prague. But we had to take this ridiculous, the only train that was going, we were going to a different train station, not the one that was super close, but there was like 3 or 4 in Vienna. We had to go to a different one, and the only transportation that was available at that hour was this old streetcar that was super, super rickety. Like, it just like lurched the whole time, and it was so slow. Like, it was kind of cool. There's this old streetcar, but the trip took us like half an hour to get from where we were over to the other side of town, which we may have been able to walk in that amount of time or less. We just didn't want to walk. It was 5 in the morning. I think we got like 2.5, maybe 3 hours of sleep that night. We were kind of kicking ourselves, but we had such a good time. So, I mean, sometimes you gotta go on no sleep. But we had a very good time in Vienna. We didn't do a ton of things. We just did a lot of walking and strolling, like I said, but it was so pretty, and I highly recommend Vienna for sure. Austria in general. I have now been to 2 places in Austria, but that's another trip. I'll tell you about the other place. But it was nice. Oh, I liked it a lot. And the next place we went was Prague, which we also liked a lot too. So I guess I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.